How does spirituality play a role in designing your blueprint of the ideal life that you want to live and love? Hi, I'm Anika, and this is Rewrite Your Story. Today is episode 19 of our 90-day video challenge. And today's episode is part 5 of a 12-part series in which we're taking a deep dive into various categories and aspects of our life and utilizing the PVPS, the premise, vision, purpose, and strategy model from Lifebook to implement across the various categories of our life to create that blueprint of the ideal life that we want for ourselves. And the category that we're talking about today is spirituality. So here, before we start, I want to ensure that we are on the same page when we're talking about spirituality, because many people confuse spirituality with religion. So when I'm talking about spirituality in this video today, I do not mean religion. See, religion is a system of beliefs, practices, rules, rituals. They address spirituality within the religious texts or the religious practices, but they also touch upon moral issues, cultural issues, social issues. Religion, most people, most of us are born into. They're handed over from generation to generation. Rituals and practices are handed over generation to generation. Some of us know where they come from and why we do the things that we do, or why we are supposed to believe in the things that we do. But for most of us, it is just something that is handed down from our previous generations, and we follow it without question. Spirituality, on the other hand, is not just handed over to us. This belongs to us completely. It is our connection with whoever we see or believe in as our creator. Call it the universe, call it the cosmos, call it God, the higher power. Whatever that creator belief may be for you, that defines your existence in the world, your role, the way that you live life, the way that you're going to design your life. That is the path of spirituality that I am referring to. This is deeply personal to you. It's a discovery of why you exist. It's quite abstract, actually. It's not absolute. It is relative, and it's a process. It's a journey. It enables an eternal journey of self-exploration. Human beings are complex beings. We will never know ourselves completely. Hence, this discovery is endless. It's a fuzzy and a vague topic for many. So I invite you to take some time, take a journey within yourself. And there are various techniques and ways to do this, which we will cover in today's video. But take some time to connect with yourself from within so that you can find your connection to your creator and understand why you exist. Some of the practices that are really good at finding that connection to your creator, finding that connection to yourself are meditation, journaling, getting bored. Do you get bored? Just be, just sit somewhere and let your mind wander. It's a fascinating place. It really is. Take a few minutes in your day, 10, 15 minutes if you can. Sit in silence. Let your mind wander. Let your eyes see what they see. Let your ears hear what they hear. And let your mind create pictures for itself based on what your eyes are seeing and what your ears are listening to. Studies prove that our subconscious is so much more stronger than actually our conscious mind. Think about the things that you do without even thinking. We breathe without thinking. We can't live without breathing, but breathing is a subconscious activity that our brain just does. We're born with it. Our subconscious, we're literally born with it. And that keeps us going. Think about the things that you do without even thinking anymore. You may have consciously learned one day how to brush your teeth, but today you could do it in your sleep. You could have consciously learned one day how to ride a bike, but despite the fact that you may not have ridden it for several years, if you get back on that bicycle, few minutes of maybe a fumble and a stumble there, but you'll be riding just like you were riding a few years ago, or the last time that you rode. So tap into it. See where it takes you. Looking within helps us discover who we really want to be, what we really want to be. And it helps us find that connection that defines our purpose, which helps us bring better consciousness and clarity to every aspect of our life. So let's see how we can use the Lifebook model to define the premise, the vision, the purpose, and the strategy for bringing in spirituality into our world so that it can help us design the blueprint of our ideal life. So, what are some of the questions we should be asking ourselves when we want to define the premise? Here, it's not about challenging religious beliefs. So I want you to be conscious of this. Not challenging any religious beliefs. This doesn't have a direct relationship with any religion that you follow, though the religions that you follow will, of course, shape the beliefs that you have or the morals that you live by, and that's fine. I'm inviting you to explore the philosophies around how you want to live your life on your terms. Stay within your religious beliefs, but that can't be as limited to not be able to design the kind of life that you want for yourself. So the questions here you want to ask yourself are, how do you see yourself connected to the universe, to your creator, to your higher power? What is your role on this planet, in this world? What is your responsibility to this world? What is your contribution for as long as you are here and when you leave it? For your family, for your friends, for the people that you've touched and crossed paths with, for those in your community, and for the generations to come. What are some of these questions that can bring your premise to light? Let's take a look at how to define your vision. Unlike other categories of our life, like health and fitness or character, where we can define a higher version of ourselves in the vision and devise a strategy to realize it. This category, the spiritual category, is a little bit different. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, spirituality is not a goal, it's a process. It's a process of self-discovery, which is quite eternal if you choose for it to be. It can be defined as a path, but the path also defines us. It's called the hero's journey. Some people also call it the path to enlightenment or the path to self-actualization, if you're familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Here, you want to ask yourself questions like, how do I see my life unfolding for the coming years? How do I want to live, to behave, to show up for others in my life? What do I see on this path to self-discovery for myself? What would you like to see for yourself in the years to come? Maybe more self-awareness, some personal development, self-observation, assessment? Are there groups or communities in the realm of spirituality that you see yourself connecting with so that you would feel more connected with your higher purpose, your connection with your creator, the universe, or your higher power? How would you like to see yourself as someone on a path of self-discovery in the years to come? That's how you define the vision for the spiritual category of your life. Let's look at your purpose. Why do you want to walk the spiritual path? Why do you want to walk the spiritual path that you've outlined in your vision? What is your purpose behind it? What does walking down this path mean to you? What will it do for you? What will it do for those around you? There's a very interesting quote from Mark Twain. He said, "There are two important days in your life: the day that you were born and the day you know why." That in itself is a testimony to how important this category of our life is, because it helps us understand our overall purpose in life so that it can tie in and guide all of the other aspects of our life. It helps us define, why are we here? What is our mission in life? What is our calling? The design of the questions will show that this is a process, but not a goal to achieve. And the answers to these questions can keep evolving, because the more you discover yourself, the more you'll find a closer answer to your why. Now, if you haven't discovered your calling yet, your why in this world, imagine the power of knowing it. Imagine the impact that it would have on the way that it connects with everything in your world, the different aspects of your life, the relationships that you have, the decisions that you make, and the perspective that you take to design the blueprint of your life. And finally, the strategy. Now, spirituality, as we've said, is not a goal. It is a path of discovery. So there aren't action steps, but practices that you want to bring into your life as part of your strategy to set foot and move forward on your path of self-discovery or your path of spirituality. It's goals and plans that are created out of learnings or insights through these videos or any personal development content that you read or you watch or you hear. All of it will stay on paper and will mean nothing other than the fact that you know this now, until you make changes in your behavior in implementing them into your daily life. And that goes for all your categories. You can put down a goal of a certain weight or a certain body shape that you want to get to in your health and fitness category. You can put down action steps of working out X number of days in a week. But until you make that change in your daily routine to ensure that time is carved out for it, you show up with full dedication and commitment to it, that change is not going to happen. Those behaviors are not going to change. Thinking consciously about your spiritual path will produce positive change in several aspects of your life. Spirituality is intangible. It's reflected in the way that we show up. It's reflected in the way that we experience reality and how we choose to live. So, what kind of practices can you think of that you would like to take to begin or continue your journey of self-discovery? What kind of practices can you think of that will help you connect with yourself and with those around you, the world, even better? Really connect. What are you willing to change in your daily life? Add as a behavior in training first before it becomes part of who you are, that better version of yourself. Let's take an example. If your vision is to be more giving, is to be more contributing, is to be more of service, what are you going to do in your daily life to be that? What kind of practices can you think of that you can bring about into your habits or routines to contribute to the lives of others around you? Contribute by just being there for them. Here are some practices that I want to share that can help you get started on this if this is something new for you. Some practices to think about, maybe something there for you to aspire. Use it, don't use it, mold it, modify it, bundle it up as you see fit, as it seems right for you. But definitely give it a thought and try it. An important practice and a not so easy, but a critical one is forgiveness. Contrary to the myth, it is an attribute of the strong. It takes a lot of courage to let go of baggage, to release yourself from anger, from resentment. Would you like to practice forgiveness daily? You can do this with the smallest of things first. You're stuck in traffic, you get angry. Someone cuts you in traffic, you get angry. Your order doesn't arrive on time, you get frustrated. A family member or a friend says something to you that makes you feel bad, but perhaps it comes from a place of a cry of help to you. Practicing forgiveness is a secret to inner peace. Imagine if someone cut you in the middle of traffic as you were trying to get to a meeting, and it angered you, it irritated you, it frustrated you. You carried it as baggage for the next 20 minutes of your drive. It messed up the inner balance that you had in prep for your meeting. It messed up the peace and the calm that you had with which you planned to show up at your meeting. Imagine the impact that it can have on the rest of your day. A domino effect, one act, one task, one event, one moment to another. So practicing forgiveness is a secret to inner peace, but also a lighter and a much healthier heart. How about meditation as a practice? The word silent also respells as listen. Rumi said, the quieter we become, the more we can hear. With all the barrage of messaging in the world that we are exposed to today, the communication, the phones, the emails, the texts, the Instagrams, the telegrams, the content we are exposed to daily, our mind is in a high state of activity processing all of this info. Which info to keep, which info to give away, which info to connect with which piece of box that we've got set up in our library of thoughts in our mind. We're responsible for the care and the management and the maintenance of this mind. Give it some time to pause. Give it some time to rest. Give it some time to just be calm. Reflect over your day. Seek the quiet within. It will bring about positive results in your overall moods, your overall state of calm, and your overall state of happiness, which we talked about in a couple of videos over the last few days. Happiness is a state of being, not a destination to get to. Take time to just be bored. Take a walk out in nature, by the beach, if you live in an area near the beach, somewhere outdoors. Just take a pause. Just take in the scenes. Connect with nature. Walk barefoot in a park or your garden. Listen to the birds, the rustling of the wind, the tweeting of the birds, not just Twitter. Or perhaps it's a service to a cause. Giving has a direct correlation to satisfaction, content, and fulfillment. That's why gift giving is so popular in so many cultures. Do our hearts not feel filled with joy and happiness when we gift something to someone or someone gifts something to us? Being there for someone in need makes us feel connected to the world, to a meaning, to something real. And that is a beautiful feeling. So, what are some of those practices that you want to bring into your life in order to set yourself down or push you further on your path of spirituality so that you can find more calm, more peace, more joy, and more happiness within, thereby finding purpose and clarity across every other aspect of your life? I hope you found today's video interesting. Drop me a line in the comments below. Tell me what you think. And if you had some questions coming up for you, feel free to field them here, and I'll ensure to address them in one of the upcoming videos. Tomorrow, we'll be taking down a trip to part 6 of our 12-part series, Love Relationships. Now, that's going to be an interesting category, and I look forward to sharing my thoughts and insights with you on it tomorrow. Until then, take care and stay awesome.